Welcome to Battle for Dream Island again, but I picked a cast. One of the most common OSC related things I've seen recently are BFDIA AUs. So while we wait for IDFB to finish, I'm gonna make my own. Sadly, as a what if / viewer voting series, and not an animated series. But hey, at least that leaves me with more time to make more videos. In this BFDIA AU, I get to pick 20 of my favorite characters from BFDI. Hamburger, one of my mainline T-Guy contestants, will also compete in this AU, as a replacement for Gelatin, who was only created due to the common number contest. We don't have time to lose, so let's skip the leafy chase and see the contestants in no particular order. Wait, what happened to Woody? Alright, Woody died due to his fear of the color gray, and at this time there weren't any recovery centers, so he's gone forever. And the BFDI game rules clearly state, Rule 1, contestants not present may not compete, which means Leafy, Bubble, Flower, and Non-Existy also can't compete. How unfortunate. I guess that means Barfbat gets to compete in his place instead. Gross. And TV will be the host of the show. After all, he is the closest to the announcer. While everyone else goes to the TLC, the 21 contestants form teams. They all agreed that one team should have the original contestants and the other should have the newbies. But despite the fact that the odds are now in his favor, Donut points out that his team is twice as big as the veteran team. However, they come up with a solution and realize that some newbies appeared in the viewers poll in Season 1, so they can form their own team. Unfortunately, that's still unfair because now there's a team of 5, team 7, and a team of 9. But thanks to Book's math skills, she's a math textbook. She knows we can split 3 teams evenly with 7 people. Barfbat and Fry switch back to their old team with Donut and Puffball. They made some pretty good relationships in BFB and so on. I doubt things will go differently here. The completely fresher contestants are called the newbies, the 7 failed Season 1 debuters are known as the failures, and the veteran team is known as the veterans. Rule 3. Spin the wheel to choose the next contest. It's a little hard to do tug of war with three teams, so let's skip to the Yoyle Stew challenge. First, Fries would tell Cake to get digging, thinking the ingredients are underground. However, Cake points out that it's not true and are actually on Yoyle bushes in Yoyleland, much to Fries' weighing since Yoyleland is 2,763 miles away and take months of walking to get there. But Donut points out that it'll take only days of flying, although Fries continues to complain, and that there aren't any flying contestants. Might want to turn around, Fries. Unfortunately, Puffa will have to be the only contestant to bring them to Yoyleland, as lightning's too dangerous to touch. He understands this and wishes them good luck. Meanwhile on the veterans, they got started on making the bowl. Spongy and Blocky offered their bowls, but they're too small. They'll have to make their own giant bowl. Fiery, Blocky, and Pen makes the bowl, while Spongy, Needle, and Teardrop gets the ingredients. But Needle will get upset after quickly realizing that Tennis Ball didn't assign himself a job. But with Golf Ball not here, he has to be the team leader, much to Needle's annoyance, although Tennis Ball claims that it's an important role. That leaves the failures to make any progress at all. Not that they can make any progress because they have no yo-yo berries or flying contestants. Despite this, Book and Ruby would bond, not only creating a friendship, but also Free Smart generally, even without Pencil, Match, and Ice Cube, or even Bubble for that matter, but we'll get to that later. Meanwhile, the newbies have arrived in Yoyleland. Although they managed to collect a few handfuls of yoyo berries, Leafy would suddenly pop up, moping around, wishing she had a larger variety of consumables. But like any Needle who hates being called needy, he slaps Leafy for indirectly calling him consumable, and thus the knives start flying. Luckily, Barfbag's barf is acidic, and she can spit it out like spitballs. One hit and Leafy will disintegrate into ash! The plan would fail, forcing them to leave Yoyleland with the yo-yo berries they've collected. They escaped. Back over on the failures, Book and Ruby found out they could bring Bubble back to life. But Taco would make them wait a bit after telling them bubble blowing is a lot of work. It's not. And they're basically recovering someone who can't even count to 3. She can. Although Book's the bubble recovery manual, and she and Ruby decide to hold the bubble recovery for a bit. Because Taco's right. It must be true. Either that or she's gotten lazy from just sitting around. Just then the newbies return with their yo-yo berries. The failures asked them if they could have some so that they can make their own Yoyle stew. The newbies agreed, realizing that they should target the veterans. Since they have more experience, they'll be a huge threat in the game, especially when they hit the merge. The newbies were up thirst. Their stew was sweet and simple, but sticky and contaminated by their unwashed hands. Next was the failures. Their stew was exactly like the newbies' stew. That's a penalty for plagiarism. However, the newbies have given them their ingredients willingly, so the penalty is reduced. Finally, the veterans' stew tasted a bit sharp, and not only did they go overboard with both quantity and ingredients, they also forgot to put yo-yo berries in the stew. You can't make yo-yo stew without yo-yo berries. Auto disqualification for them. Oh, what's this? Needle comments. The world's best strategy manager doesn't manage the strategy well. Although Tennis apologizes, that doesn't change the fact that the eliminated contestant is for you to decide. That's right. This BFDIA AU is also a viewer vote. You forgot, didn't you? Anyway, vote on the contestant you want to eliminate. The contestant with the most votes will lead the show. But do not vote in the comments. Instead, dislike the videos in the playlist that appears in front of you now. Better yet, give them likes if you think they deserve a prize. Whoever gets likes will win a prize next episode. The voting end of this video is 2 weeks old. See you all in BFDIABIPTC 2.